Pokemon Gold with only one Pikachu was shockingly fast. Pun. So let's do another fun one. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Emerald with a team of only one Kecleon? Kecleon is a weird one stats-wise, weighted more towards physical attack and special defense with very low speed. He's somewhat of a reactionary Pokemon due to his ability Color Change, as he turns him into whatever type hit him last. His moveset by level up is surprisingly robust, although so many of them are at level 1 that we won't actually have one of them until we get to the move relearner later in the game. Lastly, he can learn a ton of moves by TM, so our move variety should be pretty great this run. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm confident that I can beat the Pokemon champion, but I'm skeptical on if I can beat Steven. I'm pretty 50-50 on that one. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use one Kecleon. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Torchic with Kecleon. Ours is Brave Nature, so more attack and less speed, so I'm pretty happy with that, although personally I'd prefer Defense. Ours is also Male, so Attract won't be able to carry me through the Steven fight. Looks like Thief is the level 1 move that I didn't start with, and that's a shame because it's the one I wanted the most. I named mine Hardy, since he'll be reinventing himself on a regular basis. Early game progress is actually much slower than you might expect, as our first May battle was a bit close. We don't really do much damage yet, and our moves all have low power, so the Rock Gym might give us issues. Naturally, I make sure to fight every trainer that I see to prepare myself as much as I can before I get to the first gym. Thankfully, the trainers were just enough to get me to level 17 before the first gym, getting a Psybeam. Our special attack isn't great, but neither is the special defense of a Geodude, so this might carry us. Roxanne's Rock Gym time. Things start good with her Geodudes, although I'm doing just a bit less damage than I expected. Neither one hurt me thanks to a lucky crit on the second one, but Nose Pass is a different story. I quickly realized that I hardly hurt her, so I started using Lick to go for paralysis. Unfortunately, Roxanne's Nose Pass has an Oran Berry, and she has 2 potions. Getting hit by Rock Tomb turns me to Rock type, so I resisted more of her moves, and honestly, without that, there would have been no chance of us winning at this level. But eventually, through good confusion luck off Psybeam, Attrition wins us the fight, and for the first time in forever, I don't need to hardcore grind just to beat Roxanne. The fighting gym wasn't quite as easy as I expected either. Although Machop was an easy one-shot, Meditite took less damage from Feint Attack than I expected. He never ended up getting a hit in on me due to Brawly's obsession with terrible moves like Focus Punch, but it took a while to take out. Last one was an easy one-shot on Makahita. I know it's weird to say that it's not as easy as expected when I didn't get hit, but we really do need more firepower. On our way to Moville's another rival fight. Lombre opens by growling at us, so although Scratch takes it out in 2 hits, our attack power is down. Next is Marshtomp, and we surprisingly get caught due to Bide. I start using Lick for its low power and chance to paralyze, but he lands Bide for most of our health. We nearly take him out, but Water Gun and Mud Shot are just too much and we faint. I try again a level higher and it goes much better. Lombre only hits Swift, Marshtomp uses Bite only after we hit our first scratch, so he isn't able to take us out with it, giving us a knockout with 24 health left, and Slugma goes down in 1 scratch for a safe victory. With that done, I decide to go to the Electric Gym rather than grinding on trainers just to see how we stack up. First is Voltorb, who turns us to Electric type with a Shockwave, but then self-destructs, so we're at half health and normal type again. Electrike goes down in 1 scratch due to the same type attack bonus though, so I can't complain too much. Magneton is just too much to deal with though. All of our attacks do almost no damage to him, and he slowly whittles us down with Shockwave and Sonic Boom. I'll need better moves and higher stats. I also go around leveling on trainers to get to level 31 so I can learn Slash. It's almost double the power of Scratch, and it's a high critical hit chance move, so it might be enough to carry us through. Finally, I'm at level 35 and I try again. This time Voltorb doesn't hit self-destruct, so we are much healthier, and Electrike is still a one-shot. Magneton paralyzes us right away as our critical slash takes it to half health. Shockwave hardly hurts us due to being electric type right now, but our slash brings him into super potion range. Sonic Boom brings us back to normal type, but it powers up our slash enough to take him out. Last is Manectric, who opens with a Howl for no good reason, so Slash brings him into range to eat its berry. It hits a critical shockwave on us to bring us to low health, but we hit our last Slash for a much-needed victory. The trek to the next gym is a long one, but there's a lot of trainers on the way, so we get good amounts of experience and chances to level up. And considering how tough the next 2 gyms tend to be, I'm gonna need every level that I can get. The Maxi fight shows off an interesting part of how Kecleon works, as Mightyena bites us early, turning us to Dark-type, thus powering down Slash while we're in the middle of doing it, but powering up our feint attack that we use to one-shot Zubat. Camerupt then changes us to Ground-type so that we have to just brute force our way through. Easy fight, but it's interesting how we have to adapt to what the opponent is using. Fire Gym time. First we one-shot Numel and Slugma with Slash. Camerupt survives and uses Overheat, turning us to Fire-type. I'd finish her off, but she uses a Hyper Potion, as Feint Attack does pretty decent damage. Slash brings her down to a Sliver, as she sets up a Sunny Day, then uses another Hyper Potion. Feint Attack and Slash manages to get the knockout this time, thanks to it being within a damage range, though. Last is Torkoal, and Slash doesn't do much as she hits us with Attract. I keep slashing as she hits us with a Body Slam, turning us back to normal type and giving our Slash the strength it needed to get the win. I'm gonna need a few more levels to prepare for the normal gym, but on my way I took the Root Fossil. I know that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. You know, people genuinely were disappointed that I didn't do the fossil gag in the Shedinja video? I didn't go there because the Sandstorm just instantly kills Shedinja. Norman's normal gym goes great with us one-shotting Spinda, but Slacking is a beast. I hit Slash and his counter drops us to exactly 1 health. As I'm sure you'd expect, we didn't win that attempt. Second try and I used Lick first to stop counter, but he yawned instead, so we got 1 hit in and then spent the entire rest of the battle asleep. Third try, I somehow just end up slashing my whole way through. I don't just mean through Slacking, I mean through his whole team. Just one after another, no change in move or strategy. It's shocking how differently a fight can go if the opponent just keeps picking the wrong moves. You know, I've done a lot of these Pokemon challenges in the last few months. That means I've beaten the first 5 gens of Pokemon a ton back-to-back, and I have to say that Gen 3 does a really fantastic job of giving you a lot of trainers between gyms to level on and different environments to explore. It really helps keep the challenge interesting for me. Oh, and to everyone who's been asking why I haven't done a challenge for Gen 6, 7, or 8 yet, it's because I've never beaten them. One day I'll probably do challenges for them. Anyway, the May rival fight goes as well as usual, no real problems. The Flying Gym is a different story. Swablu goes down in 1 hit and Tropius only sets up Sunny Day before going down, but Skarmory is as awful as you'd expect. I slashed away at it for an entire minute before I finally went down. It's just too tanky and our moves are resisted. I'm either gonna need to level up more or change a move. I decided to go do the New Moville mini area since the reward for it is a TM for Thunderbolt, a fantastic 95 power, 100 accuracy electric move with a chance to paralyze. We may not be that great of a special attacker, but Thunderbolt is going to be leagues better than keeping Lick as part of the moveset. Now that I have Thunderbolt, the Flying Gym is a breeze, and the previously insanely difficult Skarmory is a simple one-shot to take down, so we can move on to the next area. Next is Team Magma's Maxi again. My attack is down from Mightyena's Intimidate, so I decide to just spam Thunderbolt. I take him out without getting hurt, but we do get hit by Scary Face, so our already bad speed is really low. Crobat misses Air Cutter, and I'm really lucky, because if I were Flying type for his Camerupt, Rock Slide would probably take me out easily. By the time Camerupt is out, I just use Slash 3 times. I get hit pretty hard, but hang on and win the fight. The next big battle is a double battle with the Psychic Gym leaders, so naturally I have to catch a Magikarp so I can do the fight without actually attacking them with anything extra, since they flat out won't fight you if you only have 1 Pokemon in the party. Psychic Gym time, but we can't even take down a single one of their 4 Pokemon. It's a 2-on-1 fight, and we don't hit nearly hard enough to take them down before they can end us. I have no choice but to go around grinding on trainers in the ocean again. It's rough, but at least I have a lot of attacking moves with plenty of power points, so I don't actually need to go back to the Poke Center very often. I also take the time to get a Shell Bell from the Shoal Cave. It's a held item that allows us to heal a little bit every time we deal damage. Considering how outnumbered we always are, we need any kind of healing that we can get. Finally, it's time to try the gym again, and this time goes better. I decide to take out Xatu with Thunderbolt right away. Next, I focus on Claydol with Feint Attacks to quickly take it out. Last, I Feint Attack Solrock until it goes down, and then start switching for Slash when fighting the now heavily buffed Lunatone, since its special defense is just way too high. It took a few tries to get the luck to line up just right, but honestly, I was expecting worse. Before we progress, we have to take down Archie, but he's just maxi but weaker to electricity, so naturally he just doesn't stand a chance. Juan's Water Gym is next, and it goes perfectly. Until Kingdra. Juan fights like an absolute... Well, he fights like I do in half my challenges, spamming Double Team and Rest to try and outlast me. I have Feint Attack and it doesn't miss, so Double Team doesn't completely shut me down, but without a crit, I can't actually finish him off before he wakes up and uses Rest again. He can hardly hurt me thanks to Color Change and Shell Bell healing me, but I can hardly hurt him either. It doesn't help that Juan also has Hyper Potions. Eventually I ended up winning because I got him to half health and hit a lucky Thunderbolt to finish him. That was awful. With that done though, we just have Wally to deal with before the Elite Four. It requires a little bit of creativity between switching moves depending on what type I've most recently been switched to, but I was never in any real danger, so there isn't much to recap here, other than that we hit level 69. Nice. I do end up grinding for a while though. Considering Pokemon Champion Wallace loves moves like Toxic and Leech Seed, our high defenses aren't going to save us. We actually need to deal reliable damage or he'll just stall us out until the status afflictions finish us off. Here's our stats. I'm really happy with our attack, special defense, and health. Our defense is fine. I wish I had a little bit more special attack for Thunderbolt, and the speed is about as low as I expected. Make your final guesses on if we can beat the Elite Four or not. Let's do this. First is Dark Trainer Sydney. Mightyona gets taken out in one critical hit, but Shiftry likes Double Team. Extra Sensory turns me to Psychic type, a terrible type to be right now, and I end up missing a Slash. I get boosted, but also confused by Swagger as I take him out. Cacturne goes down in one Slash and Crawdaunt is out. Although I could one-shot him, I ended up hitting myself twice and getting hit by Strength, so I'm almost down. Thunderbolt takes him out, and last is Absol. My health is low, but I'm back to being normal type, so I Slash for the win. I'm just lucky that Absol used Sword Dance rather than just finishing me off. Second is Ghost Trainer Phoebe. Her first Dusclops tried stalling me and wasting my power points with her pressure ability, but after a few hits, she went down. Her first Bayonet managed to hit Will-O-Wisp, burning us, and that's pretty much the start of the end. It's a long fight, and having a status affliction like this early on pretty much dooms us. We get far, making it all the way to her last Pokemon, but get whittled down and taken out. I'm gonna need to come back at a higher level. I try again at level 86. Dusclops still finds a way to waste too many of my Feint Attacks, but at least we deal more damage. Bayonet goes down in one critical Feint Attack. Sableye takes big damage from Thunderbolt, Double Teams, then goes down to Feint Attack, and the second Bayonet also gets one shot. Last is her last Dusclops, and even with her Berry to heal, it only takes 2 Feint Attacks, and its Earthquake hurts us badly. We lost a lot of power points, but it wasn't too bad. I heal it between battles and move on. Third is Ice Trainer Glacia. Thunderbolt easily takes out Celio, and Glalie is able to hang on and bring our already terrible speed down even more with Icy Wind. Although I'm not going to complain about being turned into Ice type. I mean until a moment later when I'm turned back into Dark type and lose some special defense. Another Celio goes down to Thunderbolt, and fourth out is yet another Glalie, because I guess there weren't enough new Ice types in Gen 3? Also, saying Celio and Glalie back to back is really hard. Yes, I read your comments. It's not Celo, it's Celio. Sorry, I say things wrong. I'm trying my best, guys. And no, this is not some kind of conspiracy to get you to leave more comments. If I wanted more comments, I'd just do the fossil gag twice. That or I'd call PowerPoints PP and everyone would just make stupid jokes about that, but I say PowerPoints instead, which is actively bad for my channel. I'm just ranting now, sorry. Anyway, she starts up some hail, but it doesn't do much. What does hurt us is getting hit by Explosion, taking out most of our health. Last is Walrein, who nearly takes us out with Surf, as Thunderbolt brings her to a sliver of health. She full restores as I hit a second Thunderbolt, healing me by a surprising amount from Shell Bell. Just enough, in fact, to survive Surf and get the knockout. Awesome battle. In between fights, I replace Psybeam with Double Team since Psybeam really isn't pulling its weight anymore, and I don't stand a chance in the next fight without a better moveset. I also use a Max Elixir to top off my power points. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Drake. Shelgon is first, and he mostly just tries to stall us with Protect as he uses low accuracy moves, so I easily get my 6 double teams in without getting hit. Even with full restores, it only takes 2 slashes to take him out. Altaria is second, and Thunderbolt takes it to half health as we get turned to Flying type off a weak Aerial Ace. The second one crits us for much more damage, but we still win. Salamence is out, and his Intimidate drops our attack, as he's trying for Rock Slide since we're Flying type. Thunderbolt hits us hard, and I switch for Feint Attack to try and avoid dropping him into full restore range. I ended up getting hit with a Rock Slide, but it does less damage than I expected, so I just finished him with a Thunderbolt. Kingdra's next, and he hits us hard with Surf, and Slash doesn't do a ton, so we're in danger. He also starts using Dragon Dance to get stronger, but he misses the Body Slam that could have finished us off, and we ended him with Slash. Last is Flygon, and he's spamming Earthquake, a high accuracy move, so even with my double teams, I could get hit. Slash is hitting hard though, so I heal enough during the fight to survive the Earthquake that does hit, and then land the finishing blow to beat Drake. Shell Bell is a fantastic held item, I have to say. Finally, it's the Pokemon champion Wallace. Wailord is first, so I start building up double teams. He hits me during the process, but he's focused on physical moves, so it doesn't actually do much. If he just started with Water Spout, I'd probably be in much worse shape, but he only hits it once, so it's not too bad. Even with his crazy health, Thunderbolt takes him out easily. Second is Ludicolo, and he's building double teams too, so I Thunderbolt him to try and paralyze him with no luck. I'm Water type, so he Giga Drains me into Grass type, stealing some health. Slash ends up critically hitting for the knockout before it gets too bad. Third is Milotic, who misses an Ice Beam. He's got Toxic, so he's very dangerous, but even with his great special defense, Thunderbolt hits hard. I sneak in a Feint Attack to try and avoid him landing in red, then another Thunderbolt to finish it, but not before getting turned into Ice type with an Ice Beam. Tentacruel easily goes down in 2 Thunderbolts, and fifth is Whiscash, so I start slashing. We get hit by Earthquake, and Ground is a bad type to be against a Water Trainer. Slash finishes it, and out comes his last Pokemon, Gyarados. Thankfully, I've got Thunderbolt, and he's flying in water, so Surf misses, and we one-shot him, becoming the new Pokemon champion. With that done, we're in the Hall of Fame, and we get the win, but there's still one part of the challenge left. We've got to at least attempt the battle with Steven Stone. We're gonna need to be level 100 for sure though, so I just keep fighting the Elite Four until I get to a high enough level to top off my level with rare candies. I also replace Slash with Brick Break, since all of Steven's team resists normal type, and this is the best move that we can learn between ground and fighting type. Here's our stats. They're solid, but not good enough to make this Steven fight anything but brutal. Let's give it a handful of tries and see what happens. First he sends out Skarmory, and I get hit with Toxic. Okay, well, I didn't think I'd be doomed on the first move. Alright, I retry about 20 times until I get a run where I can build up 6 double teams without getting poisoned. It's not too bad since on some runs he doesn't really seem to try that hard to poison me. He seems to be one of those trainers with highly randomized AI quirks. Eventually, I get an attempt where I take out Skarmory, but not before being changed to Flying type and hurt badly by Aerial Aces. Second is Claydol, so I try for Feint Attack as he puts up a Reflect. The damage is great, so I do it again, as he doesn't bother with a full restore. He does hit Ancient Power though, so we're Rock type now. Third is Armaldo, and I hit Brick Break to get rid of Reflect and do decent damage, but he has Aerial Ace, so I can't rely on Double Team. Another Brick Break brings him into red, but he full restores, so I have to keep swinging. I end up switching to Thunderbolt, but it does about the same damage, so I just finish it with one last shot. Fourth is either Cradley, Cradily, or Cradilly. I don't know, everyone says something different, and I try for Brick Break, nearly getting it into red health in one shot as it sets up with Ingrain. I actually got healed a lot from that attack, so I Feint Attack to drop it into red, hoping he would heal with a full restore, so that I get more chances to hit him and heal. Luckily, it worked, as he healed, so I just got to keep beating on this easy target for health. He did end up hitting me with a Confuse Ray, but other than that, he was easy. Fifth is Aggron, and I hit myself in confusion, but he missed Thunder, an already inaccurate move. My Brick Break brought him into red health, but I didn't heal a ton since Aggron doesn't have a ton of health in the first place. He did full restore though, and my second hit one-shot him, so I'm pretty healthy. Last is the pseudo-legendary Metagross, and with bad luck, I could easily lose one-on-one with this guy. Thunderbolt crits right off the bat from massive damage, but he eats a berry to stay out of one-shot range. He just keeps missing Meteor Mash, as my Thunderbolt brings him to red health. Much to my surprise, he ran out of full restores, so one last Thunderbolt took him out and beat the hardest trainer in the game. I've got to say, I really didn't think I'd win on my first attempt where I got past Skarmory. He was awful to deal with, but Double Team is just a fantastic move, and I think that color change actually helped us more often than not. I'm not sure what I want to do for next Saturday's Pokemon Challenge, but you know that I'm always looking at your suggestions. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. If you want to see me do more challenges like this, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter. I can always use more ideas from you guys on what I should do next. Also, check out the playlist in the description to watch all of the Pokemon challenges that I've already uploaded. If you guys want to see more Pokemon stuff from me, my friend One Kecleon and I finished a black and white randomizer over on his channel, and now we're uploading a Gen 1 randomizer. Also, come to my Twitch TV streams and tell me that this video sent you. It's always cool to hear how you found the channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.